Well, if nothing else, it was a beautiful night here in Scioto. I just felt that I should be here tonight, especially, well, a number of things. I wanted to talk to a couple of drivers that drove our horses over the last week. Tyler Smith about Aunt Lily. I wanted to apologize again to Austin Hanners for Hanger 1 the other day, and talk to Kane Kaufman also about Diosa Della Danza and what his take was, because it's hard, knowing her history, not to think that maybe she stepped over something. Just trying to get the address here, right? There we go. That she stepped over a shadow, because she's done it so many times before. So I just wanted to, full disclosure, I wanted to have a conversation with him and let him know, listen, she's done this before. What are your thoughts? So, let's start with the conversations. I felt so stupid too. I'm sitting there talking to Luke Anderson. He's such a polite kid. You know, I'm talking to him. I'm really sorry about Hanger 1 the other day. You know, I know he can be a little ornery, but I didn't expect that from him. And he goes, and he let me talk for like 30 seconds. And he finally goes, actually, my brother Austin drove that horse. Oh, sorry about that. I should know the difference. I apologize. I'm sure I'll catch up with your brother at some point. But I did end up using his bike on highest honors later on also. So I did catch up with Austin Hanners, and I said, man, I'm really sorry. He goes, you know, I said, sometimes I don't want to worry everybody and telling you everything I think about the horse and every little thing he does. It's really hard to take, and I didn't want to be that guy. So I just told you, hey, he's a little temperamental. You know, he can be a little ornery. Just do your best, bring him into the gate light, and race him accordingly. And I was really a little surprised that he did that. And he goes, you know what, I've had worse. He said it wasn't a big deal. He said, I felt bad. You know, I left out of there, and he was a little warm, and then everything that could go wrong went wrong. And yeah, I'm sorry. I said, no, I know. I felt I owed you an apology. You certainly don't owe me one. I put you in a real tough spot. You know, in retrospect, obviously, I hate saying it, but I probably should have just scratched him, right? Anyway, Hanger, for those of you who don't know, made his way back to Pennsylvania. I'm going to have Dr. Brown look at him. There's no issues. They put him on the list because he was acting up, and Kentucky has a reputation now of, and it's just out of abundance of safety. You got to understand, the thoroughbred industry is under this enormous pressure, right? As they should be. You know, safety, as it always should be. But standardbreds and thoroughbreds are not built the same. But you have that spillover, and you have a lot of thoroughbred people that are working in the standardbred industry. There's nothing wrong with that. But I know, like 2 years ago, they scratched Pickpocket, right? Lame, right after he won in 53. And he was not lame. He just has a kind of funky way of going. And in the race, he's fine. Well, with Hanger, she said, well, he acted up so bad before the race, it looked like he put a couple of steps in. I'm going to put him on the list. Just wasn't super necessary, but whatever. You can't argue with people. They're judges, so just take your lumps, and that's that. We'll get him to Dr. Brown's, get him looked at, and then we'll go from there. But I'm not too worried about Hanger. What I'd like to see is I would like to see him behave, to put a 2-year-old mark on him, and put him away. I know a lot of people think he's crazy and he's just out of control, but he's not. That's just not him. So that's the plan with him. So I wanted to apologize to Austin. I apologize to apparently the entire Hanners family. So there you go. And then I came across Tyler Smith. I said, how was Aunt Lily? And he goes, no, she was good. I said, you don't have to sugarcoat it. I'm just trying to figure out, was she good? Was she not? She was off 10 days. There's been a real lack of consistency with her miles this year. And I'm just trying to get he said, honestly, Anthony, she was really good. I ended up in a bad spot with her, and the other horse dove back to the inside and ended up second. I just thought I had her in the right spot, and it ended up being the wrong spot. But no, she was good, and she can absolutely do in there. I said, all right, well, that's where she'll be from now on. So that was good. That was fine. 2 for 2. I didn't have to talk to Trevor Smith. I did find Tyler when it came to Aunt Lily. And then I came across Kane and spoke to him, and I said, okay. She grabbed a shoe. He goes, 100% grabbed the right shoe. Now, she didn't go to jump over something and grab that right shoe. She grabbed the right shoe. He goes, I know what you're saying. I know with the screen. I heard the stories. He said, no, she grabbed a shoe, nothing more. He said, and I almost took the head pull off her because she kind of carries away from it. He said, she rides the left line, but just right. And he said, she just come out of that turn, switched over, grabbed that shoe, and well, you saw. He said, but no, she jumped nothing. I said, all right, I just wanted to be abundantly clear because I know Lauren said she jumped something, but knowing her history and that she has done this in the past, he said, absolutely not. He said, she did not jump in. I said, okay, cool. Well, just chalk it up to bad luck, and that's that. Now I'm ready to race highest honors. The weather's good. Addie Bear came with me. She doesn't often get to hang out in the paddock, but at Scioto, they're a little more lax, which is really cool. So I got to every time I come down this road, there's always two jackasses, going 100 miles an hour, like racing. This is what highway is this? The 270. So it's 1, 2, 3. Well, it's 8 lanes, I guess. Still. Highest honors. In my mind, I said he can't. I just watched a Buckeye going 51-4. I said he can't pace 51-4 right now, and I'm not going to hurt him trying. I'm probably just going to get away near the back. I look left going in behind the gate. Danny Noble's horse looks a little green, a little fractious. He's off the gate a bit. The 3 horses coming into the gate late, and I know he likes to leave, so he'll probably be going out of there. The middle horses in the gate are watching the 3 come into position, so now they're a little guarded. They're taking back off the gate a little bit. I know highest honors will snap off the car quick, so I think I'm just going to give him the first 5 steps out of the gate. Look left. If everything looks great, fine. If it doesn't, I'm going to have to gather him up. I didn't need 5 steps. In 3 steps, he was over into the 4 hole and got away over there really, really good. The thing, I'm going to tell you what. Sure, we all want to have the fastest horses, but we want to have horses that are going to do us some good. And highest honors is turning into one of the handiest little horses. Just, you hear me talk about it sometimes, just the type of horse that drivers like to drive. Because they give you your all, and you can snap them around. You move, leave with them, not leave with them. They got a little kick to them. They got a quick turn of foot. They're just handy. And that's what he's turning into. He doesn't wear it tonight. He didn't wear a pole, a Murphy blind, a boot, nothing. Set of hobbles and a bridle. That's all he wore. And he was just as content as can be. We get jammed a little bit coming in front of the stands. He didn't grab too much. He just let the bit, dropped the bit, followed along. Around the last turn, I couldn't tell if Sam's horse was done in front of me, so I was trying to wiggle myself free. As we come out of the turn, I had a clear line of sight, but Sam's horse had enough. I think it was Sam's horse. Had enough to follow through. It might have been Cam, I'm not sure. Had enough to follow right through and did, and ended up a real good 4th. I don't know what he paced. He had to pace 55, 54 in a piece, but a good mile. And he's going to turn into a nice little horse for us. So really, really happy with him. I got a chance to catch up to Brett and Stacy. They had some vet work done on Yo Mister, but also said that he's much, much better. You could see in the morning there was crusty mucus. The day of the race there was mucus. That's why we had to scratch him. And they said he was much better now. In fact, he felt good, was feeling good. They want to tune him up a little bit. They got a little vet work done on him. He'll be in to go next week at Scioto. But as I said to them, you guys have to understand, there can't be half measures. Once in a while you can get along. You can race a horse that maybe is on a line a little bit. That is maybe on a line a little bit. Maybe they're not 100%. You got to drive them accordingly. But there just can't be any of that right now. With the slide that we were on, it was 100% or scratch or not enter. And that's what I made very, very clear to everybody over the last week and a half. Tim, both Jason's, Harry, Dominic, and Stacy, Megan, everybody. If they're not 100%, do not race them. I just can't. We have to turn this around. And there was no question. When Stacy sent me the picture of the nose on Yo Mister, there was a 0% chance. I was okay with that. Listen, you warmed him up. You did what you could. You got to look at him. You got to see what was inside. It's now on the outside. Scratch the horse. And that's exactly what she did. So a lot of people, as I started this video, Gino, one of our partners, was asking for an update on Yo Mister, and that's the update. He is healthy. He's getting better. He'll be to 100% soon. We had some vet work on him. Stacy will get him trained up, and he'll be as tight as he can be for his next start. I'm sure he'll be a little short, but he will be 100% healthy and sound. So there you have it. That's all the updates I got for you tonight. It was, weather-wise, it was a beautiful night. Addie and I are on our way home now to Brunswick, on our way back to Brunswick. We'll be back in about an hour and 20, an hour and 25. I hope you guys had a great day. Weather-wise, you couldn't ask for a much better day than it was today. Now tomorrow, I'm not racing in the afternoon. We only have time is on my side at night. I'm going to go into the barn. We do have Resolve Indeed, and of course, you do the 8-hole at the Meadows on Wednesday. It's my only drive, so I'm not going to go over. I told Tim just to put Ronnie, Dave, Aaron, whoever on Resolve Indeed, just not Anthony. So I won't be making my way to the Meadows, which only gives me more time to work on the horses and the barn next week as we get ever so close. We may have a couple of new horses in the barn next Wednesday. Next Tuesday's the sale, the first sale, the one we don't talk about that much, but it is next Tuesday. So I'm going to let you go. I'm going to continue on my way. It's a beautiful night. Here's the sky. Columbus, Ohio, right there. Take care, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend.